This is George Dionne with Metal Express Radio, and I'm here with Ronnie Atkins of Pretty Maids. How you doing today, Ronnie?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Awesome. You have a new solo album coming out. If I knew absolutely nothing about Ronnie Atkins' solo music, how would you describe it to me?
I don't think it's that far away from what I've done previously. Really, this album I would describe it as melodic rock. You know, not it's not a heavy metal album, but it's more like melodic hard rock. An album, as far as I'm concerned, that consists of 11 good songs. You know, that's how I describe it. I got to say that, right?
Absolutely. It is a great album. It comes out on March 12th. It's called One Shot. It's being released by Frontiers Music. This is your first solo album in 40 years of being in the business. Why now?
Well, I just thought, like, after 40 years. I had requests to do it before years ago, and I never really had the need or the desire to do it because I was basically concentrating on Pretty Maids, and I was doing this Nordic Union thing on the side as well as Avantasia. So that was way enough for me. But now it was a different situation because I was, diagnosed with a chronic disease, cancer. And I was in a period where I totally panicked, and the world was in a lockdown, and I had all these ideas, all these songs that I thought were too good not to see the light of day, and so just decided to record it. Basically, that's the short version.
I'd say it's a very personal album. Listening to all the songs on the album, it's certainly from a point of view of a gentleman looking back at himself.
But kind of it, yeah. It's more personal and I guess more emotional and reflecting than anything I've done in the past, and of course there's a reason for that, you know. And but I mean, it was great doing it because it was great for me to have, so I could focus on something good and positive and do what I like the most, and try to park the disease and kind of put all the bad things away. You can't really do that. You can't run away from reality, but because it's always there in your subconscious, 24/7. But I had something to focus on, and that's been great. And it was great doing it. Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about the singles you've released so far, if you don't mind talking about lyrical meanings behind stuff. One of the songs is named "Real."
Yeah. I'll see if I can remember the lyrics. It's always. In fact, I hate explaining lyrics, to be honest. But anyway,
you don't have to.
No, it's okay. We could do. I mean, "Real" is about. It's just simply about. I'm kind of reflecting on my life, and and at the same time, I guess saying I want more, I still fly, still the eagle soaring high, and looking back at my life, and another statement of the song that if I could, I wouldn't change a single thing, and that's pretty much what it is, everything I've done in my life. I've done mistakes and stuff like that, but I did it all for the right reasons at the time being, I guess, maybe sometimes under the influence. Well, what do I know? I can't remember. Yeah, but I mean, "Real" is like it's one of those songs that are personal. So is the title track, "One Shot." You probably would ask me anyway.
Yes,
because "One Shot" is also it's very much about living in the now. That we have to live in the now. That we basically only have one shot in this life. We don't know what comes after. But so live it now. Instead of, don't save the best for last. Just go ahead and live it. It's something you start thinking about when you come in when you end up in the situation I ended up in. I mean, the thing is that when you're young and or younger, but most of all healthy, you don't think about dying and death and all that kind of crap. You don't think about it. It's something that's way out there in the future. But in my situation, you start thinking about things like that. And that's basically what that song is about. So actually, in a way, it's a positive message.
I definitely think it's a positive message, and I think it's a message that a lot of people need to hear in a time where we're all scared about COVID-19.
Yeah, I mean, you could put the COVID-19 on top, because everything has been I mean, everything's been depressing for everybody for last year, you know. But you know, when you combine the, you know, like cancer and corona, that's a fucking bad combination. I'm telling you. I mean, yeah, but I mean, if you're not depressed, I mean, then you'll definitely be depressed, you know. Because I mean, at the same time, I had to be isolated, so probably I had some pretty deep thoughts and stuff like that, you know, with everything. So that's what kind of reflected the lyrics of this album. When I say it's more personal, melancholic, maybe, you know. But I mean, it's damn hard to write about sex, drugs, and rock and roll when you're in this situation, you know, or Dungeons and Dragons for that matter. So, well,
absolutely.
Yeah.
You co-wrote and produced with Chris Laney from Pretty Maids, and I guess he was kind of the driving force behind putting this album together.
Well, he was producing. I mean, I wrote basically. It was my idea. There was one song we wrote together, you know, but he's been absolutely had his input and a big part of the arrangements and stuff. He kind of glued it together. Cause I send all my songs, some more whole songs, and sometimes I send a verse and a bridge, and then I send a chorus after that and a middle eight. But he was the guy that, and he heard it with his ears and how we thought it should sound. So he definitely, and he did a great job, man. He's got a good set of ears, and he was also very much the one that you know, that kicked me in the ass and say, "Come on, Ronnie, man, let's go. Send me your ideas, and we'll see what it end up like." He's a very, very, very positive guy, very nice guy, but also has a very positive attitude towards things, and that was exactly what I needed in March, April last year, you know, when all this happened. So we started. A lot of the stuff was more or less written, you know, but some of my ideas were there. But I guess we started around May, June, really, for real, you know, going for it. I think I did the first vocals in May, June, or something like that.
Another guy that has a good ear that you had mixed this album is Jacob Hansen.
Absolutely, yeah. I did the vocals with Jacob, as I've done, I guess, more or less all vocals I've done the last 10, 11 years, you know, I've done with Jacob. So he knows me. I know him. I mean, it was important for me to be surrounded by people that I knew, that I could trust and stuff like that this time, you know. And Jacob, you always know what you get, you know. He's got a great set of ears, and he's great at mixing. He's great in any sense of the word, you know. One of the most uncomplicated people or humans I ever worked with, you know. He's a really good guy, and so is Chris.
You had also recorded this album sort of unusual to what you're used to when it comes to recording an album. You used file sharing and computer programs and stuff like that. I mean, you left the bulk of it to Chris, but it's sort of like new for you.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been done things with files before with Nordic Union and stuff like that, you know. But I mean, normally with mates, we're always met up together. We sat and wrote the songs, me and Kenny, and then we met with the rest of the band, did pre-production prior to going into the studio. But that's not the way it worked this time, you know. So I mean, basically, I was panicking because I mean, I didn't really know. I felt like I was raising a time, you know, with a gun against my head because of my situation, and that's not to sound dramatic or anything. That's how it was. So I mean, basically, we did the song, structured the songs. Chris did a demo of it, sent it back to me. I did the vocals with Jacob, sent it back to Chris, and at the end, and then he started doing the instrumentation of it, you know. And so vocals first, and all the other instruments after that, you know. That's totally the opposite way of what we normally do, you know. So yeah, it was definitely a different way of doing it. Totally upside down, you know. Absolutely. Right.
It's the future, unfortunately.
It is. I mean, it is because I guess a lot of younger bands today. I mean, they couldn't make an album without being able to handle Pro Tools and stuff like that and send files forth and back to each other. You know, because there's not so many money in the business as there used to be. You know, right? But I'm old school. You know, was born and raised with this in the business in the 80s. Really, you know, that's how we did it back then.
That's right. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
You've been pretty forthcoming with your experiences with stage 4 cancer. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling good right now. You know, I'm going to being scanned every third month, and actually just had a cancer scare recently here. So I had some good some good news last Friday, where I was told that the biopsies they took, that I had a biopsy. there was no cancer cells to be seen. So I was, super relieved, but that's the worst part of it. It's the mental side of it is horrible, because every time you go to these to meet the doctors every third month, you never know what to be told, and that is, I guess, that's something you never really get used to. But so therefore, it's good to have something to be occupied with, And for me, in my case, it's writing music, lyrics, and stuff like that. So, but I mean, generally, I'm feeling good. I've been going through a lot of treatments, a lot of radiation therapies and chemo and stuff, and now I get immune therapy. But I basically feel good. I've had some side effects from the immune therapy, and I got some permanent nerve damage with my shoulder and back. But I'm getting painkillers for that. I can live with that, But it's more the mental side of it, because it's in your fucking head all the time, every minute of the day. Somehow, in your subconscious, you can't really. It's not that I feel that I go thinking about it all the time. I got to move on, but it's there. It's in there somehow.
And that's a very positive attitude, and it's good that the music has been cathartic for you.
Well, it definitely has. It definitely has. Absolutely.
Last year, you released Made in Japan, Future World Live 30th anniversary with Pretty Maids.
Yeah.
Would you say that was the pinnacle album for Pretty Maids?
I don't know. I mean, nobody really knows right now. I mean, everything, regarding Pretty Maids, everything has been, the band is in kind of a limbo right now. Everybody's doing their own thing, and there's not a lot of dialogue going on. But it was very frustrating, because in 2019 we put out a brand new album, Undress Your Madness, which was a great album, had a good reception, and because of my illness, we were not capable of touring. We couldn't do it. We had to cancel the whole European tour, and then the lockdown comes on top. It's just been. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. To be honestly, I don't even know about my own future. I don't know where I am in 6 months. So people's been asking, "Are you going out live with this? Are you going out with Mates? Are you going out with Avantasia? Whatever. What are you going to do? Are you going to go back on stage?" And I'd say, I don't know. Right now, I don't know. Partly for two reasons: because of my health, and because of the lockdown, because of the COVID-19. Nobody knows when it's going to open up for real, right? We never know if there's another mutation coming around the corner. It's like every time you open the news, it's like one step forward and two steps back. Fucking pain in the ass it is. Sorry for cursing, but it is for all of us, and I just hope this will be over very soon. But what I do know is that, talking about the live thing, is that's my goal now, I mean, last year I set a goal for myself. I'd love to do this album. I want to do this, Now, just my goal is that I'd really love to go back on stage in some constellation, and what that is going to be, I don't know. But until then, I'll just keep writing music, and might write some music for others as well, But let's see what happens. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing now.
Are you going to work on any other projects outside of Ronnie Atkins and Pretty Maids like you did with Avantasia?
I don't know. I don't know. Avantasia is doing a new album. Let's see what happens there. I have an offer to do another project. I'm not really sure. I want to do it. I don't really want to, do too much right now. I want to feel comfortable with what I'm doing. I just want to do what I want to do, and I'd rather concentrate on writing some new stuff and see where that ends. And that might eventually, God willing, turn into a new album. That's my aim.
Excellent. Do you do anything outside of music?
No, not really. I'm actually an educated bricklayer. But no, I'm not doing anything. I used to work with kids, got them to play together, with real instruments. But that was a couple of years ago now. Everybody play on their computers and stuff like that, But I used to work, not kindergarten, but older kids like 10, 15 years old, Done that actually through all my life, because I actually went to the same youth club that I used to be in when I was a kid. But it's a couple of years ago now. But I love doing that in between tours and albums, just to occupy myself with something that, and if I get them to play. But we also did sports and stuff like that, I miss it a little bit, But I'm not doing anything right now. No, I'm not.
No. Have you thought about doing anything online, like a lot of the musicians are doing, just to kind of pass the time, promote the album a little bit?
No, not really. I mean, right now I'm just doing a lot of phoners, doing a lot of promotion in general. I've been shooting some videos and stuff like that. That's what my plan is for this. I'm going to do some television up here over here in Denmark, and let's see what happens. So there's been quite a lot this time for this album. So I have no specific plans. No, I may do in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, some of them are good, some of them are bad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, I have, as I said, right now there's no specific plans about anything in that way. But let's see what happens. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, you got a great album. You got some videos out there promoting it. I was very impressed by it. You're going up against a lot of stiff competition with Frontiers on that release date of March 12th.
Yeah. What's the competition?
You got you got Ronnie Romero with Sunstorm.
Oh yeah. You mean the releases on the same day, right?
Yeah, the releases on the same day. Yeah, I'm like, why would Frontiers put so many people on at the same time?
They do, but they have that structure. I think they're going to put out 4 albums every month or something like that. Yeah, but I mean, people that like Sunstorm, whatever, Ronnie Romero's project. But they buy that, and they might like what I do as well, So I mean, there's hopefully there's a market for everyone.
True. I mean, it's some diverse stuff coming out that day. I'll agree to that.
I'm not too familiar with it all, actually, but let's see. I think I hope somebody will buy my album.
Oh, they definitely will. It's a good album.
I hope so.
Is it easy working with Frontiers music?
Yeah, as long as you do as they please, or as you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I've known the guys I've known the guys for ages. We worked with them since 2005, and so yeah, I have no problems with it. We know what the structure is when you release a new album. And I know what they expect of me, and they know I expect something in return. And this time I think that they've done good for this album. And in fact I didn't actually talk to anybody else regarding this album because as I said before, it was important for me to work with somebody I was familiar with and that I knew and that I knew believed in the project. And I got to say they've been supportive. So yeah, I'm good with them. Absolutely.
Awesome. That's all I got for you today, Ronnie. I really appreciate you speaking with Metal Express Radio.
You're welcome, George. Nice talking to you, man. And you be good over there. And where are we?
I am in Massachusetts, in the USA.
Massachusetts, man. I just saw a documentary on the Bee Gees, who's one of my favorite bands, actually. Talking about Massachusetts, man. I haven't heard that song for ages. I love that song.
It is a good tune.
I love the Bee Gees, by the way. I'm a big Bee Gees freak, I mean, so I just got this DVD, the new one that's done by the same people that did the Beatles and Frank Sinatra one. It's really good. And I just got it from our agent in Germany. He just sent me a DVD because I couldn't buy it up here. It's really killer, really good stuff.
Yeah, everybody's really talking up that Bee Gees documentary that's out there.
Yeah, but I love the band. I mean, if you watch it, but just think about how they fucking had hits in 5 or 6 decades. It's crazy. But yeah, but it's a good one. You can easily go see that or get hold of it. Or maybe I think it's actually supposed to be on HBO at some point, but it wasn't on HBO over here, so I couldn't see it. So now I've seen it.
They had a great live show on public broadcasting over here.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something. One of my biggest regrets is that in 1989 we were in New York mixing the Jump the Gun album, me and Kenny, right? And we were living on Manhattan. We stayed at a hotel, Warwick Hotel, and just right down the street, the Radio Music City Hall were, And we had Bruce Payne, who was our manager at the time, who was managing Deep Purple. He was our co-manager, and he had like 2 VIP tickets for the Bee Gees show. Yeah. And instead we went out and hit the city, and got shit-faced drunk in the afternoon, and never got to see him. And I regret that. I regret that to this day. Fucking hell, I was stupid with that. Instead, we were sitting on some hotel room sniffing some cheap coke or whatever it was. So fucking stupid. One of the biggest regrets of my life. Well, talking about Bee Gees anyways. That's it.
You just lost your heavy metal cred with the Bee Gees stuff. Nah, just kidding.
But they've done a lot of good songs, man. And you
They
can make
have.
some really good heavy versions out of it. Some of the stuff, man. But maybe I'll do that when Ronnie Atkins goes Bee Gees. Let's see.
I'd buy
Somewhere
that.
in the future.
Line up for that one.
Yeah, man. Cool, George. Take care. I'll recharge my phone and get ready for the next one.
Sounds great, man. Thanks again.